the hem even. And I have inserted elastic into the two ends. So I can just pull that, and that will provide some elastication. Left enough for the button, room for the buttonhole. I'm just sewing. Alright, now I'm just going to cut this short. Just sew the end there, and that will be ready for my buttonhole. Sewing this in line, gathering in line with the zipper. And I'll cut that elastic out as well. Sew this end up. Ready for the buttonhole. Talking buttonholes. This is an automatic buttonholer. You stop your button in the end. Make sure it's pushed down. Then you insert it on the machine. Down the buttonhole lever, and we set the settings onto A, and a buttonhole, and then you practice on a scrap piece of material. So I've practiced my buttonhole on this material, so now I'm going to give it a shot on my skirt. Reset the buttonholer. Okay, so off we go. You've got your buttonhole, you just cut down between the two and you have a buttonhole. Just pinned my waistband together, and I'll put a pin through where I want the buttonhole to sit when it's on me, because if I just put the buttonhole directly in the center, when I pull and put it on and it pulls, the button will slide to one end of the buttonhole. So I actually want to put the button in that slid position. So I want to actually have the button go through at this end, so that it will actually sit in place where I want it to when it's on. So that's where I want my button. So I'm just going to hand sew the button on. Now I always double my thread for most of my sewing. So I have a double loop of thread there. And to get it through the eye of the needle, you fold it over and then pinching your fingers firmly together, open so you can see the hole in the needle, and then you just, yeah, the easiest way I know to thread buttons, thread a needle, and you can use a double layer of thread and it will self close. So I will just start my button off. Right, so that's not going anywhere, and I can sew my button. So I have my button basically where that needle pin is. Take the pin out so it doesn't get in my way. I will complete button sewing. So this is just a 2-hole button, which is nice and easy. I just go in one out the other. Using a double thread for buttons is also a good idea because you have to go through less times to get a good shank of material for your button. So it's much quicker, half the time that you'd have to spend to sew on a button. Just to sew the little knot. And before I cut it, just take it through. Okay, I'm going to be rolling this hem. So the rolling foot does all the work. It's a very nice, neat hem. The lining hem I've just folded over twice, and it's going to be a straight stitch. So it's going to be a little shorter on the inside layer than it is on the outside layer. Alright, coming up on the end again. Nice iron, and we're done.